Taurus, this is your week ahead astrology forecast from Astrology Motivation by Born Without Boundaries. In this video, we are going to review the major planetary aspects and transits that are happening this week and how they relate to your natal sun, so you know how they're going to impact you in your life. So we're going to start really broad with the big stuff that's impacting everybody. And then we're going to focus in on the things that Taurus should be really focused on. And then I'm going to break all the energy down and relate it to your specific natal suns by breaking down the angles or aspects into decans. So decans are basically groups of 10 degrees, and every single zodiac sign is 30 degrees. So every single zodiac sign has 3 decans. If your natal sun is between 0 and 9 degrees Taurus, you are a Taurus 1. If your natal sun is between 10 and 19 degrees Taurus, you are a Taurus 2. And if your natal sun is between 20 and 29 degrees Taurus, you are a Taurus 3. Now, you don't need to have your natal chart in front of you or know exactly where your sun is in Taurus. You can just know your birth date, and I will provide an estimate of the correlating dates that those degrees correlate to. But the best way is for you to grab a natal chart, and it's really easy. You just search it and it comes up for free, and all you need is your birth date, which you already have, your birth time and your birthplace, all of which are on your birth certificate, and then you just plug that in, it'll pop out a natal chart. So and then you'll know exactly where your natal sun is. So Taurus, the big things that are happening this week, it does absolutely impact you, but there is a new moon in Taurus. Thought I missed you, right? Because there was a new moon last month, and it was still in Aries. There were 2 new moons in Aries. But on the May 19th, which is tomorrow, Taurus is going to have its new moon. And it's in a very refreshing and beautiful position because it is trine it to Pluto, which is resurrective, restorative, healing energy. It's very spiritual tranquility, getting you back to that God space and more in tune with your primal purpose and more harmonizing with your primal purpose. So it's getting back to your truth, your true basics. And there's this beautiful energy that just entered Taurus, which is Jupiter. Jupiter just entered Taurus on the 16th, which brings a great deal of abundance and prosperity when it's in Taurus. So there's a lot of really nice energy that's already building there. Mercury is still in Taurus, but it has gone direct, so it's moving forward again. But what's happening this week, after the new moon on the 19th, we have Mars transiting into Leo on the 20th. This is also good news because Mars is so much happier in Leo. It's strong, it's fiery, it's competent, it moves with agility, but also some sort of like grace. It's like physical charisma. It's a really nice place for it to be. And then the next day on May 20th, the sun will leave Taurus. Taurus season is officially over, and Gemini season has officially begun. And what does that mean? Sun in Gemini is very fun. It's very playful. It's very intellectual. It's very conversational. It's very friendship oriented. All of this stuff is going to be the primary coloring of our lives right now as we move closer to the summer season. So it's like everything has become lighter all of a sudden. There is a major aspect that is happening that makes it more intense, which is Pluto square Jupiter, which will last through mid-June. And it's also, Pluto is also, okay, so Jupiter square to Pluto, Mars square to Jupiter, Pluto opposite Mars. So it's like this big triangle forming in the sky. It's a triangle of intensity to push things forward and get things done. And I think that's exactly what it's doing. We have another aspect that is a little bit more difficult, and that is Venus square to Chiron. It's a challenging week for value systems, or maybe just like like having to confront different financial systems, different financial challenges, the way you feel about yourself, never feeling good enough, never feeling like, no, I think that's what's actually going to be strained, but confronted and moved forward, or we'll figure out how to, it'll be frustrating, but we can figure out how to deal with it. So let's look at Venus in particular, because Venus is your ruling dignitary, and you should always know where she's at. Venus is now in Cancer. It's going to transit between 11 and 18 degrees Cancer. She is square to Chiron, which can compromise how we feel about ourselves. But she's also sextile to Uranus. So chances to rebel, especially when you don't like how you feel, you don't like how you've been treated, or you feel like you've been compromised. So there's a sort of inspiration and push toward Venus, her doing something different or trying something different this week. On 5/23, expect Venus gets a little bit more emotional and sensual and mysterious, because she conjuncts the moon. This only lasts one day, but it's in Cancer, so it's Venus in Cancer conjunct the moon in Cancer. This is very romantic, tender energy, and very like, I want to be around my family. I love my family, or I need the love of my family around me now. Not because anything bad has happened, just because bad things or feelings of insecurity seem to just keep coming up. You also might be working through feelings of insecurity when it comes to family value, or if your family values you, or just maybe even financial situations or issues with your family. So, but that will affect different ones of you in different ways. So we'll get into that. Let's go into the decans, shall we? So decan 1. Okay, let's go back. Taurus has a lot going on. So your where your sun is, your natal sun is, the house of Taurus, the zodiac sign Taurus has a lot going on in it. It has Jupiter. Jupiter just entered, like I said. Jupiter will move between 0 and 1 degrees Taurus this week. This is beautiful energy and abundant energy. Mercury, which is now direct, will move between 6 and 9 degrees Taurus. So there's a lot going on in the first decan of Taurus. So pay attention to that, because that matters. And then in the second decan of Taurus is Uranus still. It's been there with you guys for a while now. Uranus is at 19 degrees Taurus, so it's getting to the end of the second decan. So those of you who are at the beginning of the second decan have their birthdays around, I don't know, May 1st or 2nd. You guys will probably maybe start feeling it a little bit less, that need to change, that need to rebel. You'll start to be able to settle in a little bit. We're going to talk about that, but Uranus is at 19 degrees Taurus. So Taurus still a full house and very active. Taurus 1s. So this is those of you with your natal sun between 0 and 9 degrees Taurus. Your birth dates, correlating dates, are basically April Tauruses. So April 22nd through maybe the 1st of May, or maybe like the 30th of April. It's like that last 10 days in April. If you are an Aries cusp, you are definitely a Taurus 1. Taurus 1, you guys have a hotbed of activity. So your natal suns are conjunct the north node and opposite the south node, which means you are progress focused. This is something that will be impacting you for almost through the summer. Right now, a long-term aspect which has been activated is your natal suns are square to Pluto. Now, that's something that's been there for a while. It's been impacting you. It means there's a lot of major changes that are causing contention in your life, or just maybe stress in your life. There's also a ruthlessness about you right now, where you're just determined to get something done. But with Jupiter conjuncting your natal sun, now all of a sudden that's activated again. And holy shit, watch out. Especially watch out for what you're willing to do to succeed. This is the time when you have to screw your integrity to its sticking place and not lose yourself in your momentum or fervor. FYI. Your natal suns are also square to Mars, which means there's pugilistic energy, a sense of easily angered, easily frustrated. This is not a good time to try anything new physically. Impulsivity could lead to injury. Please know that for the next week and a half, especially with Pluto involved and Jupiter involved, which can make it even worse. Long-term aspect to Saturn is a sextile, so this is a good time to put your energy into your career because opportunities will open up for you. You will make progress. But we are also conjunct to Mercury, which is so conjunct to Jupiter, conjunct to Mercury, sextile Saturn. This is a fantastic week for your work. This is major breakthroughs that you might discover or breakthrough in your career. Push forward. Definitely take those chances and opportunities in your career. Just don't take a lot of physical risks and watch how you allow yourself to move forward. FYI, in terms of integrity. So Taurus 2s. Oh, in terms of the Taurus 2s. You guys are conjunct to Uranus and sextile to Venus. This means chance to rebel. I want to rebel. That means you're also, on 5/23, be aware when the moon conjuncts Venus. This is extra ooey gooey, extra mysterious, extra magical, extra intense. 5/23. This could be a very, very romantic day for you, an opportunity for a great, beautiful breakthrough or discovering love where you didn't know it existed in a weird and wonderful place. FYI. So we have the third. So the third decan, Taurus. You guys, your natal suns are conjunct to this beautiful new moon before the sun exits into Gemini. So this is a real huge opportunity for you to start over, fresh, new, clean slate, absolute resurrective energy. This is also your natal suns are sextile to Mars, which means you will be vitality. Hello. There will be a lot of momentum behind everything that you do. You have an opportunity to go forward on something, to move and make progress on something and be confident about it since Mars is in Leo or Mars is headed into Leo. Do it. Absolutely. Your natal suns are conjunct the new moon, like I said, at 28 degrees Taurus and trine it to Pluto. Also sextile to Neptune, which is a huge creative streak. Brilliant energy for just pushing forward in a direction that you created. Beautiful ideas. Listen to your mind. And then you have a square to Saturn, which of course, because when you're changing things and you're not looking to recycle what already exists, you start to butt heads with authority figures, people that are made secure by the way things are, laws, rules, regulations. It's gonna frustrate you. It's not going to stop you. It's going to frustrate you. So you'll have to learn the ins and outs and read the fine print about things. And it'll frustrate you, but I promise you, guys, it will be worth it, especially around this new moon. Absolutely start something fresh and new. Take this momentum and create. I love you guys. I am so happy for you guys. And thank you so much for hopefully enjoying this astrology forecast. Remember to subscribe to this channel and like this video if you have not already, and come on over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot for my Taurus week ahead tarot card reading. I love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.